Yes. Change the trajectory. However, I have to get comfortable first. Well, I should have been comfortable before I started, but give people a minute. Welcome, my divine beings, to invite the truths, prophetic divine timing reports, where we will take a look at the following: the divine timing forecast, the topic of the day, our royal solution, our fair warnings, and our glad tidings. You will get the energy of the day based on the sun, the moon, and the stars, and the planets, and how they're aligned and associated with our zodiac signs to make it easier for the public. We will give the spiritual lessons that's being observed for the day with the divine topic, which is don't let your heart be ruled by promises. We'll provide a royal solution to that and some fair warnings and some glad tidings about the possible actions that we can take to produce and show how they can produce or not a good or bad action on your behalf. I am the great mother, divine goddess, the Empress Royale, inviter to the truth, one who is noble and honorable, fair, free, warner, and protector of the children of the free world. We are here to help bridge the gap between the spiritual and the material world. So let us bridge that gap together. Why us? Why not us? Remember, spiritual health is your wealth, and your mind is what makes you divine. So before we begin, we must open the portals for prophetic communication to come through. And as we press end to this video, we will close out the prophetic communication session. So therefore, I need each and every one of you under the sound of my voice to listen and hear and know that if you can dream it, then you can do it. If not, the Most High would not have put it in you to do so. Follow your calling. That means your good intuition. Follow your calling. Whatever you're being called or led to do, follow that instinct. I need you to say, I am. We have just invited universal source energy into this atmosphere. I need you to think of a departed loved one. You have just invited your ancestor spirit into this atmosphere. I need each of you to touch your heart and take a deep breath within. Breathe out. That is living, breathing proof that you are a living, breathing child of the Most High God. We may be slaves to Allah, but we are children of God. I need you to close your eyes, depending on where you are, and except if you are driving, and imagine your success as we open this session in silent prayer. Pray to yourself. Do not let the devil hear your prayers, because he will counteract the plan against it. Pray for your success, pray for your health, pray for your wealth, pray for your family, pray against those who have evil intent in your life, and make room. Pray that you can be open to receive the new and blessings that you deserve in your life. Timer for that. Okay, everyone. I don't really like to give dates and times because these readings are timeless. Some people will go through this now, some people will go through this later. Some people will be reminded of what they've been through to help them keep moving forward. And every last one of my videos will be looked through, divided, and put on Patreon. There will be a link to that in the future once I have that set up. And we will be looking forward to my own website coming soon. I did a pre-shuffle. I laid out some cards, not all of them, so we can go through the rest together. And there's a solution phase. Without the cards being involved, the message of today was to not is to have your heart, protect your heart, because we don't want to be led by promises. Promises can be broken. People can speak empty promises into your life. That's the magic and the power of words. It spells into your life to keep you hopeful but stagnant, to keep you dreaming but not manifesting. Those connected to you can use your energy to manifest in their own way without involving you. I kind of went through that's their form of magic, it's their form of manipulation. I kind of went through, well, let's take it back a second. When I was in college for sociology, I came across a class that I just could not pass because we had to develop a social research study. And the topic I chose was rich versus the poor. And I kind of personally chose it because in the city in which I grew up, I noticed that some of my peers were progressing and some of them were not. While at the same time, we were all living in the same environment and we all had access to the same programming. We all had access to the same programming, the same environment, we went to the same schools, grew up in the same neighborhoods. So How come some of us were successful and some of us, the majority of us, was not, when we all learned kind of the same things? And I understand that some people learn at a slower pace, and a lot of people kind of like help each other through, with copying and, um, helping each other on tests and pass tests and that type of thing. But at the same, because of their lifestyle at home, didn't leave space for them to study. So, a lot of us stepped up and helped our peers kind of make it through so that nobody falls behind. We were a collective of individuals who were about group economics. We grouped together to make sure everyone was taken care of. And somehow, as we got older into adulthood, that grouponomics kind of fell apart, because those who took notice of our grouponomics made sure to dismantle that, because the generations above us were are and still is very selfish, and our way of life counteracted against their way of life. They didn't know that we lived this way until they needed us again to survive on. They could, as children, they could survive on us through the resources that and the inheritances and things that we weren't aware about. But in adulthood, they try to use our children in that same manner, and the way that they live is the way that our generation protected our children from, or intended to. So there was a major clash between the 80s generation and the elders that came before us. I'm talking 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s generation. They all came before us. So we were at a major clash with those generations. I feel like our generation took on the knowledge and the expertise of their parents, and the knowledge and expertise that they refused to use was poured into our generation, so that the knowledge of the past does not get lost. And our elders use a lot of magic to survive, and they tamper with our energy to access our knowledge so that they can stay in position to make themselves seem as if they were handed the knowledge and the tools necessary for them to take our roles when it was time for us to be in position. So we have to protect our hearts, because they are willing to break them at the cost of keeping up and maintaining their lifestyle, which is dying out. It's not so much a bad thing that this is dying out. It's not so much that it's dying out. It's becoming healthier and safer for our generation. We created healthier and safer lifestyles to protect our children, because their lifestyles were full of toxicity, partying, drinking, smoking, addictions, uh, abuse of power, control. Uh, all of that was done in the excess, and the amount of control and power that they wanted to possess over our lives and our children has been overbearing, and it's burdened and stagnated our generation and the generations after us. And pretty much they stagnated the whole world, because we have to grow past this phase of lust. We have to grow past the phase of bad luck, of um, being codependent. We have to eliminate our sexual desires. That generation lived in a generation where sex sells. Our generation don't sell based on sex. So that's that scorpionic energy. It's Pluto, not scorpionic. Yeah, scorpionic, but it's ruled by Pluto. It's Pluto energy. Pluto is a very cold and dark planet. So when you're in Pluto's energy, you're in a very cold and dark place because they don't adapt well. They don't receive the help that they need. Their opinions, emotions, and the help that they want to give out to the world is blocked mostly by, I want to show you guys, Sagittarian energy. Yeah. So this is, when I drew this, this is the way the planets were aligned. Okay, so this Earth is right here. This is planet Earth, right? This is Jupiter. You see how Jupiter is aligned with Earth, but it's blocking Neptune and Pluto from the sun. This is a huge planet, and it's blocking half of Uranus and Neptune and Pluto from the sun. So these planets back here aren't able to receive the heat energy that they need to survive. So those people from the beings from these planets migrated to Earth so that they would be able to feel the heat that's blocked by Saturn. So if Saturn kind of shifts, Saturn is in alignment with Mars energy, but you see how big this planet is over Mars? This planet is too big to sit above Mars because it's blocking the air that's needed to cool itself down. It's blocking the air and the water that's needed to cool this planet off. So if Sagittarian energy come from out that leadership position, they don't belong there. They belong further out here. So they won't block. They have enough energy on their planet. They have too much because look how large this planet is compared to all the rest. So this planet needs to move past the leadership position and playing with people's minds in the background. Look past that sexual energy and move forward. See, this Pluto energy is where people cross the line because they're trying to get warm. They need to get warm by any means necessary. So these people, Pluto energy, that's a lot of sexual energy because people need to stay warm because the Sagittarius energy is in the way. It's blocking them from natural heat. So they have a lot of sexual desires to get heat from human beings so that they can warm themselves up and send that energy back to their planets. So Saturn needs to either go backwards or move forward, but it's stuck in the middle, stagnating all of the planets and blocking. They don't need to be in a position of leadership because this is a selfish energy. Sagittarius is a selfish energy. They can operate by themselves. So when they are partnered with somebody else, they're stealing too much energy. They're becoming overpowerful. These people need to operate by themselves. They need to be they operate better in platonic relationships, single relationships. If they're single, they need to deal with single people. So they can't hold on to somebody. They're not good for grouponomics. Sagittarius energy isn't a good energy to mix with grouponomics. Like they will help get the party started, but they go home alone. They return home alone. They're satisfied coming out when they're outside. They can be in a group, but when they're inside, they much rather need to be alone because that's how much energy they have within themselves. They can go outside, give that energy to a group, and then go back home and be completely fulfilled. Just making groups of people happy. But other than that, they don't need to be in a relation in a position where they're leading groups and telling everybody what to do and that type of thing. That's not their job. That's not their place. Their place, Sagittarian Jupiter energy, is about the legs. Their job is to get people moving, not to get people thinking. You get people moving, not thinking. Your job is to not think for the people. Your job is to get the people, motivate them to move their bodies. That's their job. Run that track. Help them run the race. They'll be great coaches, but they are not great leaders. It's like that slow moving energy in the back of the line. You know how if animals are migrating, and then the slower pack is usually at the end of the line. Sagittarian energy need to go to the end. They are the type to go to that end of the line and keep that pack moving in the back. Like, let's go. Let's put a move on it. They get the crowd bumping from the back. They play the back. They're supposed to play the back because it keeps everything moving. Nobody can stop and take a break. Nobody can sit down and be stuck in that energy. They keep it moving. They keep it moving. They need to know their place. Their place is not a leadership position. Why? Because they know how to play on people's heart. They have a sixth sense. They know how to pull information out of people. They know how to tap into people's emotions and have people emotions succumb to them. They know how to force people to express their emotions, pour out their emotions, and then but at the same time, they have a plan already in place for what to do with those emotions. Like, okay, based on what this person told me, now I'm gonna go take action against who they're dealing with, or their parent, or like they would have a child pour out their emotions and then go take action against that child parent with something that child entrusted them with, shared with them. They would go behind that child's back and take action against their parent to get their parent in trouble, just so that child could be emotionally attached to them being their savior. That's the best example I could give of that. But it's like that energy. So when they give you hope and they give you promises, that you have to be careful with this energy, because there's no planets in the house. There's no signs in the house of Sagittarius. It's an empty house right now because it's just too much fire. It's too hot. The house is too hot. If you are in your home and your environment seems really, really hot, like you start having like hot flashes, or you could feel like your home being overheated when it's not supposed to be, Sagittarian energy is probably astral projecting into your home. But Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is in the house of Taurus. So they are in abundant energy right now. They are materializing with a collective of people. But I kind of feel like they put themselves in Mars energy and kind of took the lead over the group when they were just supposed to be controlling or spreading finances. They were supposed to be in charge of kind of like handing out reparations, handing out gifts, being charitable. being hospitable, like giving the group their fair share. But I kind of feel like they're stuck in that Pluto energy where they are backstabbing people dead to their face instead of handing out reparations, instead of, and and I feel like those who put him in position wanted this person to do that. They wanted this person to backstab the people instead of giving them their reparations. Find a way to keep their reparations, give them a portion of their reparations, but uh keep the rest for themselves. And I feel like this is a very unfair time because this is the energy that we're all going through. This is what we're experiencing. We did the work and we expect our rewards, and we aren't receiving those rewards because that Jupiter selfish energy is in the way of this. Jupiter in Uranus is in Taurus, so a collective of people is supposed to be materializing right now. A whole generation of people is supposed to be materializing right now. But it seems like the only people that's materializing is Venus and Jupiter. And that's a huge, a very huge, you see the disproportion in the size of those planets. It's a very huge imbalance. It's like zero to everything. It's like they have everything and everybody else has zero. Like it's a huge imbalance. It's a major financial imbalance because they lie a lot. They won't stop lying. It's like they're in denial of other people's success. They're in denial that people ideals and people causes and people friends and associations are more on a grander scales than theirs are. It's like they're mad that somebody else is more popular than them, so they rather steal that person's reward. Their mind is very unclear at this time. But the moon, hold on, let me make sure my chart is correct. The moon is in Pisces, so this card said life secrets are being exposed. And that's because that aligns with the moon being in Pisces energy, because Neptune is in the house of Pisces. And when the moon is aligned with this planet and this house, that means exposure is at play. That means spiritual lessons about leadership, because with the North Node being in Aries, with Chiron being in Aries, this energy handicapped spiritual beings, because North and South Node is about stepping outside of your comfort zone and learning the human material life lessons and tapping into your spiritual nature. It's about aligning the spiritual laws with what natural man-made laws. So it's about your spiritual energy. Spiritual beings have been attacked. Spiritual beings have been wounded. And the leaders have wounded these spiritual beings to stop us from exposing the secrets that's needed to be known. So they're at a blank right now. These two cards are blank. Like they're at like a double blank right now. Their mind is not even thinking straight because they use magic to lie. They use magic to be in their position, and being that there was a disconnect from them and the people who are supposed to be in leadership. God, the shift that we feel is that they are disconnected from those who they handicap to steal their positions, because these people need to heal. They have to heal from the Sagittarian energy, the aspecting. When you see if you look at the astral chart, they're aspecting. But now they were attached to the cord. Jupiter was attached to Mars. And then there was a disconnect. God cut that cord. because this person would not stop lying on the Mars, on the leaders that was supposed to be in place. So God disconnected that cord and attached. Jupiter's cord is now attached to Mercury's energy, to Gemini's energy. So they have to tell the truth about what they did. Those who handicapped, everyone who participated with magic, everyone who was involved with magic, and was handicapped from fulfilling their position, those who handicapped them is being forced to tell the truth to their partners why they ended up in that situation, because they did magic. And not only that, new connections are being formed. So those who we are supposed to be in alignment with, or were supposed to be in alignment with, those people are expressing their emotions. They're pouring out their emotions to the one that they are supposed to be with, and there's a bond that's being created behind that, because those who participated in magic to bind themselves to partners of, like, say if I'm supposed to be with my emperor, two people will come together. The man will bind himself to my energy, the woman will bind herself to my supposed emperor's energy, and they will work, and they will cloak themselves in our energy, operating as we are supposed to be, and we will be operating in their energy as they were supposed to be. But because we're operating in energies that's not our own, the results that's supposed to be produced, had everybody been operating in their right energy, was not and is not being produced. So God had to cut that cord, because they wouldn't mature fast enough to make that decision for themselves to walk away from it. That cord, the divine had to cut that cord and place everybody in alignment with who they are supposed to be with. Because at this point, everyone, with our collective, everyone that affected us in a past life, we have came in contact with. We have been in contact with. We have given all of these people a chance to fix the mistakes that they, of the trauma and the drama that they caused on our lives. Like, they knew what was happening to us, and they knew why these things was happening to us. They were supposed to be the bigger person and speak up and at least tell us what was going on, so that we will be able to protect ourselves. But since these energies refused to speak up and tell us what was being done to us behind our backs, the Most High had to call judgment on that situation. The Most High had to take their place. The Most High had to open those records and deliver the message himself through the partner that is willing to protect us, in our divine partner that we can trust to help get us out of this stagnant energy and help move us forward. So think bigger, more expansion. This was a post I put on a couple of days ago. Think bigger. If your plans aren't manifesting, maybe you're manifesting too small. You need to think a little bigger. Some people need to leave the group collective, need to leave the collective that they're around. Or maybe Sagittarian energy is being forced, or Jupiter energy is being forced to leave a group because they aren't operating in their divine purpose. They're operating in their North and South Node energy, because North Node was just in the house of Taurus not just a few weeks ago. So they weren't operating in their spiritual gift. They were operating in somebody else's spiritual gift. And now that those spiritual gifts has left that house, they are now being forced to operate on their own. And the spiritual gifts went back to those who they wounded, for the collective of people who stole other people's spiritual gifts. Those spiritual gifts are being returned to you at this time. Those who have been handicapped, whatever handicap you is being uplifted from you at this time, kind of like hang in there, because the wheel of fortune is came out with the hangman. So the fate is turning in your favor. So just hang on just a little bit, a while longer. You will be experiencing emotional fulfillment. Yeah, because there was an abuse of power. The power dynamic was very overbearing. It was very unfair. So those scales are, the empresses are rising. The matriarchy is rising, because they've learned. It's like they balance their dark and their light side. They learned about darkness. They learned about the light. They're in like that middle. They're in like that middle phase of dark and light. And they balance themselves, the matriarchs. So they're like, they came grown, and they're like standing in position. It's like they're going back and forth between standing, they're coming off the throne to stand up for themselves, and at the same time taking their position as the high priestess energy. So it's like a double whammy. Those who have been operating in this devil Capricorn energy, their empresses have reversed. Maybe they lost their mom, maybe they lost their spouse. But Scorpio is in the house of Capricorn. So all the bad luck that they've put out into the world is went back to their home. Their partner is experiencing the bad luck that they pushed out towards other people. The will kind of shifted towards the tower for them. Their fate is tower. Our fate is like hangman position. Like we're cool in the position that they put us in. We became comfortable in the position that they've put us in. Our light isn't out, but we I want to say we're okay being stagnated in this place, because we're able to stabilize our emotions. We're able to overcome all of the brokenheartedness of the past. We are able to bloom in the position that they left us in. We found victory in the positions that we were stuck in. So we're kind of emotionally fulfilled where we are, because they can't abuse their power. People in control cannot abuse their power anymore, because this was their role was to have us stuck in these positions. But by us accepting these positions, now we can celebrate our life, because we understand that this is where we belong and we are comfortable here. So that's a loss for them. Us being comfortable where we are right now, us being comfortable with the lifestyle that we're living right now, us being comfortable and stabilizing the position that we're in right now, that creates a loss for them, because we're able to stand in our power and learn more about the position that we're in. And we understand that this is a role that actually fits us. So when the devil was at work, so was the divine. The divine used the devil to put us in the place, in the homes, in the location that we were supposed to be in, had they not affected our lives a few years prior, So the will, a tower is coming to these people, but fortune and celebration and joy is coming to us. The chariot is out with the page of swords. So somebody, it's like there was fast movement. There was fast, somebody moved too fast. My right hand is itching. So somebody moved too fast, thinking they were adaptable to a situation. They put themselves in a position that they didn't know how to play. They didn't know how to balance themselves in the position that they're in. Like, they juggled their time, they juggled their money, they juggled their finances, they juggled materializing. So they were too quick to move, but not quick enough to sustain. So they can't reverse. um it's like they had what they needed, and then they looked past what they needed and went towards something else, and now they're stuck in that place where they went to, instead of claiming where they were supposed to be. They were stuck. Now they move forward past that place, and now they're stuck in a position where they went to too fast. So it's like people walk right past their destiny. They walk right past their fortune. They walk right past their comfort, their reward, because they were uncomfortable having that mature conversation about what happened. So it's like they were passionate about somebody, but they didn't cater to the passion. They catered to the mind. They catered to the promise of what the devil promised them. The devil promised them one thing when God already gave them their blessing. So they went towards what the devil offered them, as opposed to where they were divinely guided to go. So that's the misfortune that some of our relative or prospective partners is experiencing right now. So a lot of people on a lot of I want to say women, because I'm looking at the Empress card. A lot of women understood these men roles and how they were going back and forth in between different houses, and they kind of sent them on their way. Their energy kind of sent them on their way. There was like a disconnect because these people took too long coming back. They played out into the world just a little bit too long when they know they did not belong there. They already suffered the consequences, and they still chose to go play just one more time. And that was the loss. That was the loss. So right now it's like, choose where you want to be, because I'm going to present that opportunity to you. And if you don't take it right then and there, it's like you have, in this time that we in right now, any opportunity that's being presented to you right then and there, you have to accept it right then and there, or God is going to move it right along. Move it right along, and you're going to be matched with somebody else. Like, this is not a time to play. This is not a time to be a player. This is not a time to think that you have options. The Seven of Cups is not out here. This is a total emotional fulfillment. It's out here. The Ten of Cups is out here. So this is not a time to believe and think in your mind that you have options. You don't have any more. There are no more options out into the world. People are protective over their heart, because the first card of out was the Three of Swords. So people have experienced all of the heartbreak that they can take. So choose where you want to be, because divine is aligning you there. You don't have no other options. It's either take this person, take this job, take this opportunity, take what we're offering you, or you will have nothing, or you will be left with whatever the devil have offered you. And I don't think you really want what the devil offered you, because that situation is going to go towards a tower. It's not going towards abundance. You will be suffering the consequences of those who were operating in devil energy, because you chose to be attached to them. So you have to share their karma. You cannot leave that place. So the bottom line, that's what happened at the top. But at the bottom, a lot of people were offered a very small offer and didn't receive anything in the process. They were offered something and not giving the there were like no fruits that were like they paid into an opportunity and received nothing in return. Um Balance is being restored in that. You will get back what was taken from you. If somebody took from you and you didn't receive, if somebody promised you something, if somebody took your things and promised you something in return and you did not receive what they promised you, you will get that back. Like if somebody decided to buy your company, buy your car, buy your house, and they haven't paid you for that, you will receive that back. You will receive your business back. You will receive your house back. You will receive your car back. If any of those things were stolen from you because of false and broken promises of a thief, they told you they were going to give you something back, but they did not. A fresh opportunity is yours for the taking, and the person that offered you that deal is better off alone. So those things are returning back to you because the world, the last card out was the world. So, but it came out sideways. So it's like balance right before temperance. It came out like this. So it's like it's coming back. Everything's coming back. Everything that was done through magic and manipulation and spell work, that energy is coming back because Jera came out, and this is a rune of it's a non-reversal rune that's at the point of fortune. The point of fortune. The point of fortune right now is in the house of Leo. So the fortune is being given to the children. Even if you're 80s babies, you're considered a child because our generation was supposed to be rewarded inheritances and our parents took control over them. But since we're old enough now, those rewards are being put into our hands. It's like it's coming back to the rightful owners. It's coming back to like everything is whoever was supposed to receive the opportunity, that opportunity is coming back to you. So kind of be open to it. I know our energy is kind of reluctant to accepting what was supposed to be ours because of the energy that was attached to it. But the energy that was attached to it is no longer going to be attached to it. So we can walk into those opportunities and receive those blessings with a new mind, with a new understanding that we deserved it. We deserved it. They did not have the right to steal it from us. They did not have the right to take claims over it for us. It belongs to you. It was supposed to be yours. So accept it with an open arm, as if you would have had they not tampered with your energy or tampered with your success. It's like you stood your ground and you feel like it was to no avail. It's to an avail because we had to get the enemies out of the way. Work prestige. December deception. I don't know what that's about. December deception, November, December, Sagittarius, Capricorn energy, Scorpio energy, deceptive. Capricorn, Scorpio, Sagittarius was in very deceptive energy. They was feeling like they were Santa Claus handing out rewards. all over the place. It left everybody blank. It left everybody blank. Like, it's like, do we accept it or not? You know, it has their imprint on it. So that it's kind of like, with them leaving their imprint on it, it's just like, we don't want it back. Like sexual abuse and that type of thing, sodomization, if it left that kind of imprint on a child, on a person, it's like, we don't want it back. We rather a new child. We rather a new something. Like if their energy was left on it, we don't want it back. It's like it's tainted. It doesn't feel the same. Something is being divinely guided. This is why we're being matched with our compliments, because that which we were supposed to be attached to have been tainted, and we need this fresh energy in order to get past that heartbreak. Because we know, like, some very toxic things have been done in the past 3 to 4 years to us, to our children, to our families, and it's just like, we don't even want to be attached to that anymore. We just rather move forward and create a new family and create new abundance for ourselves. I tell you this though. This transition easier. Understand this. It might sound weird, but it's the dead honest truth, you know. Those of us who did not intend on having children when we did, and we just took on the responsibility because the opportunity was just there. Because we did not intend on having children at that time, understand this. Those are not the children that we have to attach ourselves to. That was the Most High bringing our ancestors through. We brought back the people that, like, this first set of children that we had during this generation up until this point right now. This first set of children that we had was literally us bringing back the souls that were sacrificed in order to save us. So if somebody sacrificed their soul to save their child, their girlfriend or wife or helpmate brought their parent back. If a man or a woman sacrificed their life for you, they came back through us. And they came back to fight this battle for us against those who they know sacrificed them. So when we say, oh, our children act as grown, they act like they've been here before, and those type of things, they have. That's why they were born woke. They were born fighters, because they're fighting against, they know exactly who sacrificed them. So they were fighting against those who sacrificed them, who was trying to sacrifice us and kind of like left us out of the battle. So our children were literally adults in little bodies, but strong enough, with the will that was strong enough to fight for us. This is kind of why we were kind of like isolated from that collective that was outside, you know, because even the children were fighting those battles for us. So we born our ancestors that was born to protect the families that we were supposed to have. Because remember, I tell you, we're being matched with the partner that we were supposed to be a match with prior to them doing magic and prearranging our destinies, matching with who they wanted us to match with. That backfired on them because the child that was born through those forced marriages was came back to fight against them on our behalf. So now that we're being matched with our rightful person, see how they're just hanging on two different sides of the spectrum, but they're still communicating with one another. They we're being matched. We just had to hang on just a little bit until they kind of get chained to their own deceits. So we're able to let those families members go off on their own free will because they know their destiny. Our job is to move forward into our emotional fulfillment, because now that we understand all of this darkness and all of this devil energy and all of this magic and towers, and we've learned the lessons of darkness, and now we can balance that with the light, and we can actually bear the fruit that we can be proud of, that we know that we can protect, that we feel comfortable putting our foot down and separating ourselves like we were supposed to do, but without any interruptions and manipulation being involved in our relationships, because we're being matched with people who are putting their foot down and standing up for these new relationships. So these people were taught wrong. They did not train any workers. They were not exchanging business ideas. Money was not being made for the home. Money was being made for outside ventures and that type of thing. So these people are under judgment and under punishment for that. The divine is making sure the will, everything everything is being returned onto them. They are getting the fate that they deserve, that they were supposed to have. We are in a responsible work environment. People are now working towards the things that they know that they are responsible for. Somebody's work environment was very suspect, but understand that we were placed in the positions that we were supposed to be in, so act like it. You are where you're supposed to be, so act like it. You are doing what you're supposed to do, so act like it. You are matched with who you're supposed to be matched with, so act like it. Somebody's not creating in a child, creating like a child. They're not creating with a child. This is a very mature energy that this is kind of like glad tidings, fair warnings, and glad tidings. This is very much, we're being matched with very mature energy. You can trust your father at this time, or trust your fatherly instincts at this time. If you have your father, you can trust your father at this time, because they have absolutely learned their lessons. And fathers have absolutely learned their lessons. So they are taking responsibility for their children right now. Because a lot of them have been placed in a position to raise, they neglected their own children, and God placed them in a position to raise children that were not their own. So they learned a valuable lesson about that. Now they're giving their attention to their children and walking away from those who forced them to raise children that weren't their own. So they learned a very valuable lesson. See, this collective of Chiron energy, because you guys spoke up for yourself, Chiron in North Node is in Aries energy, but Mars is in Virgo house with Mercury energy. And this set, you have reached and surpassed your goals. This is why you're able to sit still for a minute, because we're allowing the ship to kind of sail off from those who tried to play in our position. We've allowed society to catch up so that we can all progress and move forward together. Yeah, there's expansion, territory, family, business, time, energy, life. There's expansion coming. Somebody can like move into a place where there's more space. They can move in a direction where they have more space, more time, more energy. It's like they're in a. I feel like somebody's in a overcrowded place with that Uranus energy with Taurus, like because they put their money into a group situation, like they're ready to even walk away from whatever they invested into to go towards something that a place where they can get away from the crowd, get away from the group. They can have more space and time for themselves, more privacy. I feel like somebody's stuck in a group dynamic because they're financially tied to a situation, but I feel like once this financial tie is up, then they're able to move forward. So we got to kind of give that some time. Maybe there's like some movement, like from place to place, like when the lease is up, when the contract is up, when they materialize their half of the deal. It's like once they get their portion out of it, then they can move forward into your direction. Because it's not that you're handicapped, but it's just like you are, because Chiron isn't just about being handicapped, it's about being in a somewhat uncomfortable place for stabilizing yourself in that uncomfortable place. It's like losing a limb and learning how to operate newly in that body. Is like losing a leg, so you can't drive anymore, so you have to learn how to operate with a chauffeur. It's like, you know, going into retirement, you're used to leading, but now you're being led by the household. It's like the positions, you feel handicapped because your position has changed. But if you learn to operate in this new position and become comfortable in that position, then you won't feel so handicapped. You will open the doors to allow new opportunities to come in. So just kind of go with the flow of where life is taking you right now. Don't do any major fast actions. Just kind of go with the flow and allow yourself to be seduced into an energy that's new. That's new. Pretend eyes are watching you. What would you do? Like if you're in solitude, if you're like going from work to home, like pretend your classmates is there, pretend your employees are there, pretend that your co-workers are there, pretend that your children are there. What would you do? What would you do if they were there? You understand? Like operate in the energy as if what you lost is still there. Operate in that energy. Pretend that they are still there with you. Pretend that they are watching you. If you lost someone, if you lost your child, if you lost your spouse, if you lost your siblings and your parents, pretend that they are still there. Pretend that they are watching you. Because it's time to put in work. Once that first quarter moon comes in, it's time to put in that work. We're coming out of full moon energy, so we're kind of in that wanting gibbous energy of crossing that bridge, that Chiron bridge. Chiron is that spiritual bridge of coming from that material, coming from walking away from materialism and stepping into the spiritual side of things, out of your spiritual gift. It's not operating based off of what you see and based off of what everybody have. It's operating in your purpose. It's operating, you're doing what you're supposed to do, despite what everyone else is doing. So we're going through that phase right now, and we're about to experience last quarter moon, but the first quarter moon came out. So this is like the last time that we will experience this energy. So as we come out of that energy, um manifest what you would like. If you were given $1,000,000, what would you do with it? Start planning for that. If you were about to be presented with the opportunity to have $1,000,000 in the palm of your hands, create a plan for that. Remember I said, think bigger. Think, the card said expansion. Think bigger, more expansion. If you were given $1,000,000, how would you put in that work? Glad, this is a fair warning. Think bigger, because glad tidings is coming for you to put that work in. So heal from the loss that you have taken, because it wasn't really a loss. It was more like a lesson. And whatever you lost, that ship have already sailed. You already lost that. So heal your mind from that trauma, from that experience, so that you can move forward into what you are supposed to have. A Mars energy reverse, opportunity reversed for somebody. They deflated, their ego deflated. The pride, the obstacles, the difficulty, the stubbornness is pretending to be the hero. It's reverse. It's reverse. It came out reverse. Thursday. It's like Thursday, Thor. Maybe on Thursday, that opportunity reversed. Somebody's at the point of fortune. There's no coming back from that. Somebody was given an opportunity where they can be fortunate. So there's no, you can't reverse these collective of people fortunes anymore. This came out in reverse again, this Aries energy and Libra energy. But these are the life lessons that we are experiencing right now. This is the comfort zone that we are experiencing right now. It's like people don't want to be alone, but they also don't want to be in a relationship. It's like a double whammy. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Somebody don't want to be alone, but they also don't want to be in a relationship. But both of these signs are not selfish energies. Both of these signs operate better with somebody. So I kind of feel like somebody's relationship is reversed. Those who took the lead on a relationship that they wasn't supposed to be in, those relationships have reversed. But looking at these signs in the upright is when you flip these signs upside down, the Venus energy is on top. So I feel like justice is coming individually. I feel like two people merged as one. So this is both masculine energy, but I kind of feel like a masculine kind of allowed somebody, it's like if a male and a female joined as one, the masculine energy kind of took all of the masculine energy so that the feminine energy can be more in their feminine nature. Like this relationship allowed two people to join as one so that the energy is balanced now, so that like they're operating in as one. But somebody knows that a home-based operation is over. They know magic was involved, so it's just like, yeah, somebody's ready to take care of themselves, or somebody's being forced to take care of themselves, or somebody's being left to themselves. There is no condition so severe that you cannot reverse it by choosing different thoughts. However, choosing different thoughts requires focus and practice. If you continue to focus as you have been, to think as you have been, and to believe as you have been, then nothing in your experience will change. So somebody realized that This summer taught somebody that they're better off taking care of themselves. Somebody's real emotional about this person walking away, but in the next coming weeks, they will be satisfied because they will be able to not just take care of themselves, but they will have themselves back. They will feel like themselves again. They will feel it's like I feel freedom. I feel childlike energy. I feel like if children were placed in adult positions, I feel like the children get their freedom back to be a child. I feel like the adults will be adults and children will be children. I kind of feel like it's like a balancing effect. And there's like a death coming to a situation so that somebody can sit back in their place. Like a death is coming to a relationship so somebody else could take their leadership position. Two of Pentacles, yeah. Two of Pentacles with the sun behind it. This is Capricorn energy. I feel like this Capricorn energy was really childish, or they were because it came out like this. I didn't even see this card. Somebody was hiding a child. Somebody was balancing their finances because they were hiding a child. They couldn't achieve success with you because they were hiding a child. They couldn't work with you because they felt better days coming with this new child. This was a deliberate act. Deliberate creation is about deliberately choosing those experiences. You make your truth. So this was a deliberate act to hide someone's children or to hide their child. The law of attraction says that is what is like unto itself is drawn. So because they hid a child, their child was hidden from them. It's like they're not able to see their child. Because they juggle the finances, somebody's not allowing them to see the child. They realize the truth about the situation. They understand who they attracted. Because someone hid a child and you were connected to their energy, you weren't allowed to see your children until you let this energy go. And every time you let this energy go, you're allowed to see your children because somebody that you were connected to was hiding a child. So when you disconnect from this person, you're able to see your children. So this is why this selfish energy is coming out. You're able to take care of yourself because the person that you were connected to was hiding a child, and you were suffering the karma. Yeah, the Magician. You were suffering the karma that this person was experiencing. So somebody was trying to get out of a situation, but they can't because a child is involved. They were trying to bridge the gap. They were using your spirit to manifest they were using your energy, your spirit, your gifts to manifest somewhere else. So this is why you had to disconnect from a relationship and stand on your own in order for you to receive your abundant energy back, your children back, your home back. You were supposed to operate by yourself. And when you were connected to this energy that was hiding children, your children was hidden because you were going through their karma. And now that you've disconnected from this energy and decided to take care of yourself, you are being presented with a new opportunity. I kind of feel like that's as far as the divine want me to take it. I'm gonna give it a or I kind of feel like somebody wants this energy cut out. Somebody don't want to hear this side of the story. Somebody don't want this side of the story told. I see the number 3. I feel like somebody was dealing with 3 women, but they used one woman as a scapegoat to make them believe that they were juggling 2 women when they were juggling 3 women, because there's a extra woman in the back who's having a child that they didn't want neither woman to find out about. So they were using magic to blind everybody and stopping everybody from balancing. They didn't want nobody to see that they were emotionally balanced. So they kind of hid their face because they were emotionally balanced, expressing themselves to this person that they really wanted to be connected to. But I kind of feel like somebody knew that. That's why they were trying to get away. I feel like somebody knew that. Somebody felt the manipulation. They felt that, and they were trying to escape this relationship, but somebody was holding on too tightly, and this is why the divine had to cut that cord. Yeah, see, let it rip was in reverse. They did not want to let this go. Now they can't breathe because they can't, they're not allowing somebody to get a body scan, because something happened to somebody. And if they get a body scan, they're going to find out what happened to their body. This is why they're in a handicapped position, because they're actually like me. Some type of surgery happened to me, and I'm supposed to be in handicap benefits, but they're not allowing me to get a body scan so I don't find this information out. So this is happening to a lot of us. This is why they're not letting the situation die out, because somebody can't breathe. Somebody who couldn't breathe probably took my organs in order for them to be able to live without my permission, and they're going to pay for that. They didn't offer me no money in that. There was no justice in doing that. They're going to give me my organ back. I don't give a damn what they say. I don't care how long it takes. I will ask God to make that person die so that I can receive my organs back. Because now I can't breathe. I can't breathe. So whoever, if this is for me, whoever took my organ, I don't care if it's a child, I don't care, it was taken without my permission, they're going to have to give it back. They're going to give me my organ back because I can't breathe. No, I didn't ask nobody to take anything out of my body because my body wasn't functioning as well as it was supposed to do before they took this organ from me. So they're going to have to give me my organs back because now I can't breathe. I'm not going to halfway breathe so somebody else can live in some toxic ass energy. No, we're not doing that. Especially somebody who kept doing magic on their body just so that they can live. You're going to give me my organ back. Nah, we're not doing that. That's total no. The divine ain't even going for that. I'm going to give me a body scan and they are going to die just so I can breathe again. I'm telling you, the divine they tried to squeeze me out of everything. And the divine said, count your colors. Y'all better count your days because, so what? I'm getting my organs back. I love myself way too much. I took care of myself way too much. Nah. I paced out my life. I balanced my emotions. No, y'all should have did the same thing and y'all would have been able to live. But whoever took my organs, I'm telling you right now, that's being returned onto me. The divine said that's being returned onto me. And I mean that with all my heart. I mean that with all sincerity. I mean that with all the passion in the world. You're going to have to return me my organ. Because I feel the disconnect. I feel the imbalance. I don't know. It feels foreign. My body feels foreign. No. They scan my body for them, but won't allow me to scan my body to heal. They healed themselves and forced me to take all these losses and then try to sail away with my fortune. No, they're going to bring it back. They're going to bring it back. They're going to return me my organs. Thank you, Divine, for fuck that. Give me my shit back. I don't give a damn. Like, I'm sorry to take this on a whole other level, but nah, I know that shit happened to me. Now I know for a fact failure is a side effect of effort and it can be learned from. They know that this attempt because they're going to have to give me my organ back. I don't care who they tried to save. And they shouldn't have been playing with that motherfucking magic and they would have lived. Sorry. Problems provide opportunities to grow and learn. They knew it was a problem playing with me from jump. They should have never played with me. Every day is a new beginning, and every day I had to start a brand new beginning for myself, so that these people could live off of me and my good fortune. Oh no, honey. No, honey. If they would have lived the lifestyle that I lived, their bodies would have been in great shape like mine is. And since I worked hard for my body to be in this condition, that I'm going to work hard to get my organs back from whoever it was fucking sold to. Because they didn't pay me. And whoever had proxy over me, you're going to jail for not exposing this information to me. Because I'm prosecuting you to the fullest extent of the law for allowing somebody to have access to my body. All the time it took for me to heal from all of this heartbreak and shit like that. I wasn't even supposed to be alive. They were supposed to take me the fuck out. So since I was supposed to die and I didn't die, and now that I healed, everybody's suffering the consequences behind that. And I'm sorry to make this reading at the end and about me, but at the same time, when we're reading for the collective, we're also reading for ourselves. And this is a fair warning and a glad tidings that I'm not going nowhere, and a fair warning that my organ is being returned onto me, and I don't care who dies behind that transfer. Give me mine back, because you took it without permission. And had I died, you could have been able to have that. But since I'm still living, then it's your time is up for death. Give me my organs back. Period. I tell you to your face, you ain't keeping mine. And I don't care who you are, mother, daughter, child, I don't care who you are. Give me mine back. You want to play these games behind my back to try and fix your problems that y'all caused in my life and your life? No, truth. Give me mine back. Give me mine back. I don't care. You're going to have to suffer the consequences of your actions. Y'all going to have to go through dialysis. Y'all going to have to go through the pain and the suffering that y'all wanted me to go through. Y'all created that for y'all life. Y'all created those burdens for y'all life because you tried to create those burdens for our lives. So y'all not going to take from us in secret just to fix y'all problems that y'all called upon yourself by playing with that dark magic. And everything that y'all did to us is being returned onto you. And everything that y'all took from us is being returned onto us. And there's nothing that any of us can do about it. Because now the divine is in control. And the divine is giving us our success. And the divine is giving us our victory. And people know about what's happening. And they present me with opportunities as if they don't know what happened to us. They present us with these lame-ass, low bargain-ass opportunities as if we're supposed to just go on with life without fighting for what they took from us. I'm not giving up this fight. And I'm going to fight for everything that they took from me. Trust me. Trust me. I'm not giving up. Don't ever expect me to give up. Don't ever expect me to stop fighting. Don't ever expect for me to not get the answers. So when I do get my rewards, when I do get my money, best believe that I'm telling you to your face, the first thing I'm going to do is get a body scan. And when I find one of my organs missing, whoever got my organ is going to give it back. So you're going to give it back to me by yourself on your own recognizance, or you're going to give it back by force. So however you want to play this, however you want to do this, this is how it's going down. Because nobody asked me to do that. Had they asked me, I probably would have said yes. But since they didn't ask me and they took it on their own recognizance, now it's a no. It's a hard no. Give it back or else. I mean, overnight. Just like y'all set me up overnight, y'all going to give me my shit back overnight. I am the great mother, divine goddess, the empress royale, inviter to the truth, one who is noble and honorable, fair, free, warner, and protector of the children of the free world. The roles, the energy, all of that has been reversed. Everything is being returned back onto us. There is a mirror effect. And I think they all got the message. So now it's time to get straight to the point. And there's no more stalling because the disconnect has already happened. And I guarantee y'all by the end of next week, we're going to see some things manifest. We're going to see some things manifest that I mean, it's going to happen at the drop of a dime. These manifestations is going to happen at the drop of a dime. You understand me? By Friday, we will be rewarded and ready to move forward and get and return back everything that was taken from us. I mean, everything. Everything that they took from us got collected by the divine, washed and purified and back into its natural state, placed, housed for us, stored for us, and now it's being returned to us as if it was never taken. I promise y'all that. I promise y'all that. I promise y'all that. Is Allah is my witness as the great mother divine goddess. I promise y'all, I'm like y'all fairy godmother. Everything that they did is being returned on. I don't care. I'm all the way back to 1986. It's being returned on to us. You understand me? In perfect condition. Perfect condition. And they are going to suffer the fates that they caused for themselves because we didn't do anything to them to force their lives, to cause their lives to go into the direction that it went. They did those actions. They did the crime. They're going to do the time. And they are going to suffer the consequences of their own actions. They're not going to force us to go through, to share. They're not going to force us to share their karma. You understand me? I got to go outside because I need fresh air to complement this fake organ that they did with laser surgery to open me up and close me back up. Like I don't see the scar. I see the scar. I see the disproportion, the dysfunction on my body. I see it. They cannot hide that laser surgery from me. Technology isn't that fine of a microscope. I can see the dysfunction. So they can't tell me they didn't remove something from my body because I'm not even breathing the same. I taste the artificial whatever they put in my body. Kidney, lung, whatever's artificial in my body, I can taste it in my chest from the inside. So I know it's something foreign in me. They're going to have to give it back. It's probably something foreign in a lot of us. So they're going to have to give it back. They were just waiting for me to get, dysfunctional and turned up so that they can force this operation on to me. But now I learned, keep calm. Because if we keep calm, they can't put us in a state of knocking us out like an elephant and taking advantage of us. Keep calm. Keep calm and pray. Be blessed, my people, with love, loyalty, honesty, and respect.